Have you ever questioned the significance of the concepts of music for your middle school and high school music students? And have you ever thought that your students will succeed musically if they have a solid understanding of these concepts, but you're not sure how to tackle teaching them? Well, this video is here to help you and your students. Hi, I'm Julia from Jooya Teaching Resources, and I'm a music teacher with over 20 years of experience in the grades 7 to 12 music classroom. Today, we're going to uncover the reasons why these concepts of music, the 6 concepts of music, are essential and how they can help your music students improve not only as musicians, but as music students. Plus, I'll be showing you some resources to get you started teaching the 6 concepts of music. So let's get started. Six resources to help you teach the concepts of music in the music classroom. So welcome. What we're going to look at today are these things. We're going to look at what are the 6 concepts in music, just briefly, because I've got other videos on this channel that will help you with that. I'll give you 5 reasons why it's important for your students to understand the concepts in music. I'll give you some 4 simple lesson ideas that come from the resource, the Concepts in Music bundle. And I'll also share some videos that will help you teach the concepts in music. As I said, they're on this channel. So I've got lots of information and lots of resources to share with you. This is really just a one-stop shop to go, that's what I need. And you take what you need and you go with it. So let's get started. Hi, I'm Julia from Jooya Teaching Resources, and my mission is to help busy music teachers like you in classrooms around the world with the resources that you need to teach music appreciation to inspire the next generation of musicians. If you'd like a freebie, go over to juliajooya.com/makeover your music curriculum. That one is a nice little guide on how you can ramp up and vamp up your music curriculum. If you're looking to do so, I know that I'm actually in the process of doing that at the moment. So I'm taking these ideas myself to make sure that I'm implementing them for next year. As a music teacher in middle school music education, or high school music education, you know that having the strong foundation, the concepts of music is paramount. Now, I'm just going to start off here. Now, some places in the world use elements of music. Where I currently teach, we are currently using the concepts of music, which are essentially the same. They're just a different umbrella, okay? So if you are someone who teaches the elements of music, you might find that I've actually got stacks of resources on this channel. This video may not be for you. You might be better off to go and have a look at those things and do a search on elements of music and you'll find plenty of things. But if you teach the concepts in music, stick around. So these 6 musical concepts serve as building blocks for musical understanding, allowing your music students to unlock the language of music. This foundation not only equips students with the tools to read, write, and communicate through musical vocabulary, but also empowers them to engage in critical thinking, appreciate diverse musical cultures, and prepare them for more advanced studies in music. So as a music teacher, you know the significance of nurturing this understanding. However, you're also familiar with the challenges that come with it, from limited budgets to diverse skills in your classroom. In this video, you'll be shown the reasons why behind the importance of teaching the concepts in music, and you'll also be given some simple solutions to the common challenges faced by music teachers. Now, the resources I'm going to show you and all the things that are in this video all come from my 20 years of experience in the classroom, and all comes because I struggled to find things that were suitable for my kids. And I have to say that I've only ever taught in schools with kids who have literacy problems, low socioeconomic, lots of trauma, lots of those sorts of issues. If you are a teacher who teaches in those sort of schools, you know what I'm talking about. And the resources that are out there are not always suitable for my kids. So I had to make sure that whatever resources I used were suitable for them. Now, I've been really lucky that I have been able to develop those resources and my kids have really succeeded. Okay. And it's been a wonderful experience. So what you're getting is 20 years of experience condensed down into a short video, so that of all the things that I know work in the classroom. These are things I've used. These are resources that I've developed because of my own students, and I know that they work. Okay. So that's where this is coming from. Take what you need. Don't use what's not going to work for your kids, because every music classroom is different. So firstly, what are the 6 concepts in music? As I said, there's 6. In lots of other videos, I talk about the 8 elements of music, and essentially with the 8 elements of music, for pitch, for example, pitch encompasses melody, tonality, and harmony that all come underneath pitch. And for rhythm, I call its duration, and we use dynamics and expressive techniques, not just dynamics. Okay. And the other main difference is calling tone, color, timbre. But as of recording, this is in November 2023. I know that there's a new syllabus being worked on for the New South Wales music course, and at the last update we had was they were going to go back to calling it the elements of music and go back to calling tone, color, timbre. So, you know, as I said, this is useful for right now, but again, it will still be useful for the future, because there's still lots of resources that are going to work. And honestly, if you do buy these resources and things change, I will change the resources. It's all right. Okay. I know, because I will need it myself. So don't stress about that. I will have things ready for you. But let's keep going. So let's get started from the very beginning. What are the 6 concepts in music? Each concept of music is a fundamental building block for musical language. Below, or in the next few slides, are the 6 concepts of music and their definitions listed in alphabetical order. It's up to you which order you teach them in. Okay, I just put them in alphabetical order because it saves a lot of hassles. All right, duration. Some of you might call it rhythm. Duration is simply how long sounds and silences endure, how long they go for. It is often expressed through note values, shaping the rhythmic patterns in music. So we're talking time signatures, note values, accents, beats, phrasing, all those sorts of things, okay? Dynamics and expressive techniques. These concepts encompass variations in loudness, intensity, articulation, and stylistic techniques. So dynamics, obviously, how loud or soft the music is, and expressive techniques are the techniques that a musician will use on their particular instrument to create a particular sound. Okay, so I like to think of these mainly as all the Italian terms. So pizzicato, staccato, legato, crescendo, decrescendo, ritardando, accelerando, all those sorts of terms. Essentially, it's your Italian terms. They form the emotional core of a musical performance, allowing students to convey their feelings through music. Pitch. Pitch refers to the perceived highness or lowness of musical sounds, how high or low the sound is, and it's fundamental in creating melodies and harmonies. Structure or form. Musical structure or form is the organization of musical elements within a composition, including the order of the sections and the architectural roadmap guiding the development of a piece. In other words, how is it structured? What are the parts? What sort of structure does it have? Next one is texture. Texture relates to the interplay and relationships between different musical voices or instruments, influencing the richness and complexity of music. Texture can be described in terms of density of the layers of sound performed by the instruments within a piece of music. And density there being sparse, maybe not many layers of sound, not many lines in the music, okay, instrumental lines, or it could be dense, where there's multiple layers doing lots of different things within the piece of music. Tone color is the last one there. Tone color, also known as timbre or performing media, is the unique sound quality that distinguishes one instrument or voice from another. It contributes significantly to a piece's character and mood. And I like to use the very simple example in my classroom with my juniors, is that you can have a guitar. Now, you can have a guitar that's got acoustic, like nylon strings, and it's going to sound very different to a guitar that has steel strings. And then those two guitars are going to sound very different to an electric guitar, and especially the effects that they might put on the instrument. They're all guitars, but they all sound different. All right, 5 reasons why it's important for students to understand the concepts of music. And this is I suppose, the essential stuff. Your kids need to know it, regardless of what you think. They need to know it. Okay. As a middle school and high school music teacher, the significance of teaching the 6 concepts in music cannot be overstated. You know that the 6 concepts in music serve as the building blocks of musical knowledge, offering students the keys to unlock a world of possibilities. And I know personally that when my kids who have a better understanding of the concepts in music tend to be better musicians, because they can take and hear things and put that into their own performances. Okay, so that it's a whole circle. But knowing why it's crucial to explicitly teach these musical concepts in young musicians is just as important as the concepts themselves. And on the next few slides, there's 5 reasons why your students should know how the concepts of music play a fundamental role in shaping their musical development. And I just can't stress it enough that the kids who actually, as said, who have a really good understanding of the 6 concepts of music or the elements of music tend to become better musicians. Okay, first one, musical literacy. Just as the alphabet and grammar are fundamental in language or English language arts, the concepts in music provide students with the basic vocabulary and terminology of music. They serve as the bedrock upon which students can construct their musical expressions. And I've got a lot of videos on this channel that talk about how you can develop that terminology with your students. So go and have a look. Expressive communication. These musical concepts are not limited to theory, okay, as in knowing the terms, right? They empower students with ideas to improve their overall performance or their composition, okay? By grasping these concepts in music, students can communicate more effectively through their musical interpretations. And that's what we want. We want kids to be better musicians, okay? Essentially, that's what we want. Analytical skills. Music isn't just an art form. It's an intellectual exercise. Teaching these 6 concepts in music fosters critical thinking and analytical skills that can be applied not only in music, but also in other academic subjects and real life situations. And I know I've said it before if you've watched any of my videos, but I know my kids, when I teach them the concepts of music and all the terminology they need and teach them the actual steps to critical and analytical writing about music, they go, I can use this in history. I can use this in, yes, you can. Use these skills in other subjects, and they tend to do very well because they go, this makes sense. I can use these skills here in other subjects. And again, I've got videos here on this channel about writing about music, so go and check them out. Cultural appreciation. In a world that's struggles sometimes with appreciating a diverse cultural background, music is one of those subjects that can really, where we're all on a level playing field, because music is music. It doesn't matter where it comes from, it's music. Okay, so cultural appreciation. Music is a global language, and understanding these musical concepts is the key to appreciating a variety of musical traditions and cultures beyond the music classroom. It broadens students' horizons and fosters appreciation in the rich tapestry of musical diversity. Now, I always remember I had a student a few years ago. When I say a few years ago, it's probably about 10, 15 years ago. Okay, it's a while ago. Anyway, he was a really, really good didgeridoo player, but he was also really culturally aware of the whole culture and the traditions around the didge. And I would get him in. He was maybe a year 10 or 11 student, and I'd always get him in to actually talk to my year 7s and talk about the didgeridoo. And he'd demonstrate and he'd talk about what are the traditions around it, what are the things you can and can't do with the didgeridoo, who is allowed to play it, why they're allowed to play it. And I tell you what, it was just such a broadening experience. But that was through music. And the kids learned so much about Aboriginal culture. And as an Australian, that's really important for us that our kids know about our Aboriginal culture. So think about that in your own classroom. How can you do that? And the last one there, preparation for advanced study and performance. For students with aspirations of pursuing music at higher levels, having a strong foundation in the concepts of music is essential. These concepts provide the groundwork upon which students can build their advanced studies and performances, whether it's for auditions, competitions, or advanced concepts. These concepts are indispensable. Now, when I've got my year 12 students and I give them, they've got to do a performance, get a performance ready, I'll give them a sheet that has the 6 concepts out, and I will literally say to them, all right, break down your own performance. How are you using each of these concepts of music? Now, not all kids will do it, okay, because it's a bit of work. But the kids who do are very aware of and when they suddenly write things down, they go, oh, I haven't actually got any sort of real dynamic changes in here. Right. Well, that's a point where you need to actually improve. That's something you need to think about. Or they may not have too many enough expressive techniques. How can you add some in? How can you improve it? How can you add variation? These are the sorts of things. And again, this is why concepts of music and having a solid understanding is really important. But that preparation for advanced study, like I like to prepare my year 7s for what's going to happen in 9 and 10, year 9 and 10, and then my 9s and 10s, I'm preparing them for year 11 and 12. And even when I'm talking about music in year 7, I'll talk to kids and say, if you choose music in year 11 and 12, you'll be expected to do whatever, whatever we're actually talking about, so that they understand that what we're doing in year 7 actually links to what we're actually going to do in year 12. And kids, they recognize that. Okay. And they go, I remember you talking about that. This is my year 12. I remember you talking about that when we were in year 7, miss. See, all right, not silly. Big picture. All right. Bundle of resources. So I can talk all about these things, but the thing is, you want something to actually practical to use in your classroom. So it's one thing to know about the concepts of music, but teaching them to a class full of middle school and high school students is something different altogether. Let's face it. That's where this game-changing resource, and I do mean game-changing because it changed my classroom in the last few years, can help you teach these vital concepts in music to your own music students. The concepts in music, activities and games for middle and high school students. Now, literally, I developed these ones. Now, I've had all sorts of variations on this, okay, but I developed these specifically for these kids are now in year 11, but when they were in year 9, okay, so a couple of years ago. And oh my goodness, the difference against for all students. It's, yeah, I was really impressed with myself, to say the least. Sorry, but it was like, yes, I've got something that works for everybody. So this is what the cover looks like at the moment. It might look something different when you get there, but it's the Concepts in Music bundle. I have got a Concepts of Music bundle, which is more geared for year 11 and 12 students. Okay, that's the difference. This is the Concepts in Music. Again, it goes through all the same things, and this is the building block for what happens in year 11 and 12. So this is at a year 9 and 10 level. So this versatile resource caters to grades 9 and 10, but can be adapted to various age groups. It includes suggested songs, concepts and music mind maps, music term cards, listening questions, and paragraph scaffolds for the writing about music. This comprehensive package empowers you to tackle the unique challenges of music in the classroom. And the thing is, I give you nearly everything you need to teach each of these concepts. Okay, and I do say nearly everything because I'm not going to provide you the instruments, or I can't legally give you the actual music. You've got to find that. Sorry, just can't do that. But this actually, like, everything you need is in there to help you teach. And this is a few other pages. So you can see that obviously on the other page, we had 4 of the concepts: duration, dynamics, expressive techniques, pitch and structure. Whereas this one, we've got texture and tone color. And there's also a music analysis bundle in there, the concepts of music mind maps. It's got all of the posters for how to break down each of the concepts there, which is what I use in year 11 and 12 as well. And you can see the mind maps there. These are all resources that you can choose how to use them in your classroom, but it gives you everything you need. And then you pick up where you need, like your kids, where they are at. So 4 simple lesson ideas to use them. So it's one thing to have the resources, but how are you going to use them? Okay, so the Concepts of Music bundle, which I was just talking about, has everything you need to teach your music classes. Now, I should say that bundle actually not only just has the 6 concepts in music, but as I said, it has music mind maps, term cards for every single concept. It has listening questions. It has, I'm having a mental blank here. Everything you need, basically everything you need, and 1 pages, all sorts of things that you can, and that you can do different things with the kids. So it's not just, this is how we do it, very boring. No, it's a very much an interactive process. Okay, so the Concepts of Music bundle has everything you need to teach your music classes, but there are so many different types of lessons and activities included that it's not that it's sure to suit a wide variety of learners. And again, some kids will learn it better in one way than another, and your kids, your kids. So here are some simple lesson ideas that you can use the resources from that bundle. Use the term cards for engaging games. I love using the term cards, and there's plenty of videos on this channel on how to do that, but learning activities and term revision. So I like to teach the terms explicitly, okay? Teach them terms, make the kids write them down, do something with that knowledge, and then I'll readdress it and we will play games. So it might be memory, okay, where they've got the term and the definition. They've got to find the term and the definition. It could be just round the table questions. It could be a classroom game. It could be think, pair, share. There's so many different things you can do with those term cards, okay? But it's really good to actually get them to how they've got to know it first and then use it as ways to engage them and keep them thinking about it, okay? Those term cards can be used with the mind maps and for listening activities or for planning composition activities or for performances, analysing a performance, okay? So many different ways they can be used. You can employ the mind maps for in-depth exploration for each concept in music and listening activities. Don't forget, if you want a free set of the mind maps, but they're the elements of music ones, you can go to jooya.com/free mind maps. And again, those mind maps and the term cards work so nicely together, but I like giving those term cards, those mind maps. Sorry, I'll just find, okay, here's one, the dynamics. Okay, it's really good just to have that as a reference point, okay, in terms of when they're actually looking and listening and doing those things like that. Or let's have a look at, sorry, I'll just find, I'm looking for the structure one. There it is. Again, like structure. Okay, that's the elements of music. Or texture is another good one. It's really simple, but it just helps them think about it. And the other ones, the performing media, are the tone color ones. So in terms of instrument classification, so are they going to use this classification, the Horns-Vostell, or are they going to actually do it with instrument families? So lots of different ways you can use those cards. As I said, I love them. I generally have them set up in little bundles. This is actually a listening set for the not for the, this is the elements of music one, but I have them set up like this and they're included in the bundle, okay? And the thing is, they're differentiated questions. There's level 1, level 2, which you did. I definitely need. I probably need level 1, 2, 3 for my year 9s and 10s. Thought there was more. There should have been another page of those, but look, there's one pages in there which are fantastic for, again, like getting the kids active. There's all sorts of other activities that they can do. So there's so many different things that you can use them for. So, oh, that's right, I do have another page. These are videos. So there's a video on this channel, Teaching Music Terms Made Easy, 5 simple classroom activities to try. So this will give you some more ideas. As I said, I'm not going into it in depth here because you need to have a look, and there's stacks of ideas on this particular video. Here's the rest of it. I knew there was another page. Utilize the listening questions for listening lessons, assignments, and reflective listening journals. Now, I like to explicitly, if you've been on this channel, you know I like the modeled, guided, independent teaching cycle. Show them how to do it. Do it together, okay? And let them have a go on their own. So show them the listening questions. We do it as a class together. Then we have a bit of a go on their own, bit of me helping, and then they have to do an assignment with those listening questions. Now, that listening assignment could be simple analysis, a musicology essay, which there's a video on about writing a musicology essay, but it could be a podcast. It could be a presentation to the class. It could be a research assignment. It could be a journal. There's so many different ways to actually do and use those listening questions. Again, there's just so many different ways. And I use them, as I said, set up like I just showed you in the listening things. And I'll say, okay, we're doing pitch today. This is the song. Go to the pitch questions. Okay, here we go. I'm going to put the music on. Let's go. Let's do this. And so that whatever music we're studying, it doesn't matter because we're using those questions all the time. And the last one there is to incorporate the music writing about music scaffolds, okay, to nurture students' literacy skills and integrate them into the assessments, okay, with assignments or listening journals. The video about using the music scaffolds on this channel, and said there's, I'm going to show you that in a minute, but there's quite a few on this channel. So writing about music made easy, your guide to how to write a musicology essay. That was the one, if you're watching this in real time, that was the video from last week. So, but I've also got some other videos for you to watch if you are studying the concepts of music and you want to write about them specifically. Again, these break things down. So we understand that diving deeper into each concept is invaluable. But for more detailed understanding, I provide separate videos for each of the 6 concepts in music. These videos offer comprehensive insights and additional resources to help you and your students with learning about the concepts of music. As I said, this is just a brief one. It's just sort of tying things together so you can go, oh, right, that's what I need. I'll go and have a look and explore on the channel. So we've got 8 steps to master what is duration in music. Again, these are in alphabetical order. Master dynamics and expressive techniques. I was doing a series on mastering the concepts of music for senior students, but these will help your junior students as well. 5 things you need to master pitch. Okay, things that you need to think about. 6 things you need to know to master structure. I said it was a mastering the concepts of music series. The 4-step method to master texture in music. And writing about instruments classifications in music is for tone color. Okay. So they said there's lots of videos, but there's lots of other videos as well. So go and have a look. As a music teacher committed to fostering the growth of middle school and high school students, you recognise the importance of teaching the 6 concepts of music. These concepts lay the groundwork for musical fluency, serving as the fundamental vocabulary and structure of music. The concepts of music give your students the power to express themselves more effectively, fostering not only their musical literacy, but also their critical thinking skills, which is what we all want. By studying the concepts of music, your students will develop a greater appreciation for a diverse range of musical traditions. Equipped with this knowledge, they're better prepared for advanced musical pursuits. Teaching these concepts is not just a choice, it's an educational or music educational imperative, as far as I'm concerned, enriching the lives of our students. So what we've gone through today, we've gone through briefly what are the 6 concepts of music. I've given you 5 reasons why it was important to understand the concepts of music. We talk about 4 simple lesson ideas. I gave you those, but also gave you some other references to use so you can go and explore. And I've also talked about the 6, some videos on each of the concepts of music. There's stacks of things there for you. But do you want some more ideas on how to make your music classes more interesting or fun? Go and grab this free download, which I mentioned earlier, jooya.com/makeover your music curriculum. Enter your details and it will be sent to you. Or if you'd like another freebie, which is the free mind maps, which I was talking about before. Now, these free mind maps are the elements of music, but again, don't forget, that's basically the concepts of music just spread out over a few different things. They've just broken pitch down a bit further, that's all. If you'd like to know more, you can find more information about this blog post or this video, plus everything you need to know on the elements of music and the concepts of music on my website, jooya.com. So head on over there if you prefer to read your information. Okay, use it. Head over onto this side. As I said, everything's there, and I always have the video related to each of the blog posts at the bottom so that you can watch it that way, depending on how you want to consume your content. But if you're looking to buy some resources, you know that you can find everything that I've talked about that you can purchase in my Teachers Pay Teacher store, which is called Jooya Teaching Resources. So if you go to TPT and put in Jooya Teaching Resources, you'll go to my store. And if you head on over to the side, you'll see a little tab that says Concepts of Music. Go there and you'll be able to find the bundle that I was talking about in this video. And thank you so much for watching. So I hope that this video has given you plenty of ideas of how to actually teach the concepts of music, and it doesn't have to be as scary and daunting. I find that if I use the concepts and I decide that when I'm teaching a topic, so, all right, so I'll think ahead to next year and I might decide that I'm going to teach duration. Well, through that, by teaching duration as my first concept, what topic will I do? I'll probably do world music because that's great to work with that. You can do lots of rhythmic activities. Then I might move on to pitch. And what topic might I do there? I don't know, maybe some classical music or Australian music, but you get what I mean. So I always base my things on the concepts, and then I add the topic over the top of it so that I can teach the concept through that topic, because it really doesn't matter what topic you choose, use. The only thing that's going to change is the music you're listening to. So the concepts stay the same. The concepts of music listening questions stay the same. It's just the music changes. So again, it's just how are you going to break it down yourself, and what are you going to use to teach? And I said, I teach it explicitly teach each of the concepts of music, all the terms, explicitly teach them how to analyze and listen and analyze, explicitly teach them how to actually add these things into their performances by looking at other performances, and then again, also putting it into their compositions. How are you going to actually use the concepts of music in your own work? Hopefully that has helped you. Anyway, until next time, I'm Jooya from Jooya Teaching Resources, and happy teaching. Bye.